What's up, everybody? It's your boy George coming back with another bullish video. And if you're new to my channel, like and subscribe. And if you're returning, you're an OG. And today I'm going to be talking about internet computer, ICP, what I believe is the most undervalued crypto in the market. And currently, we're at a price of $5.57. So we have been making our way back down, and it's not looking too good. We're right under the 3 billion market cap, but it's okay. Don't worry, because just know alt season is coming soon. So right now, Bitcoin is around 118K. The fear and greed is at 63, and altcoin season is at 39. So we've went down a few points for altcoin season. But like I said, that's okay because you have more time to stack. So I'm going to start right here on X. And we got something from Party Hats. Just in, PayPal will allow U.S. merchants to accept over 100 cryptocurrencies as payment options. So just know ICP might be in that list because we are a top 100 currency. So don't sleep, because right now there's a lot of laws being put in place for cryptocurrency to be more accepted. So if there's a time to be bullish, this is the time. So now we got something from Unusual Whales, and it says, Gen Z men with college degrees now have the same unemployment rate as non-grads. So you see that, and that's per Fortune. So imagine that. People with college degrees are just as unemployed as people with no degrees. And that's why I say, if you're going to go to school for a STEM major or a trade. Don't go to school for nothing else unless you're going to be a specialist. But on to the next post, and this is from Ray Dalio, and it says, when great powers rise throughout history, they generally do so for the same reason. These successful new orders are typically started by powerful revolutionary leaders doing four things. 1. Winning power by gaining more support than their opposition. 2. Consolidating power by converting, weakening, or eliminating that opposition. 3. Establishing systems and institutions that make the country work well. 4. Creating systems that pick successors well over several generations. So let's see how this cycle looks. And I'm going to speed this up too, you guys. So here we go. Let me just make sure. Okay.
Now, I'll take you through the big cycle in more detail. Give me 20 minutes and I'll give you the last 500 years of history and show you the similar patterns across the Dutch, British, US.
And just remember, the Dutch is responsible for 25, so a quarter of the world's inventions, especially that ship that they went to go conquer people with.
And Chinese empires. 500 years of big cycles. I'm going to describe the typical cycle by dividing it into three phases: the rise, the top, and the decline. The rise. Successful new orders that rise, both internal and external, are typically started by powerful revolutionary leaders.
And just remember, you guys, don't get stuck in the matrix. Get you some crypto right now and lock in a good future for yourself and your family.
Doing four things. First, they win power by gaining more support than the opposition. Second, they consolidate power by converting, weakening, or eliminating the opposition so they don't stand in their way. Third, they establish systems and institutions that make the country work well. And fourth, they pick their successors well, or create systems that do that.
Man, that sounds like the United States government, these presidents, how they say they all related.
Because a great empire requires many great leaders over several generations. Now, I'll take you through the...
Is America, the United States, the greatest empire, or is it all just a facade? That's the question. So now we got something from the Kobezy letter, and it says, this is absolutely insane. Nvidia just became the first stock in history to hit 4.3 trillion in market cap. This makes Nvidia 500 billion larger than Microsoft, the second largest public company in the world. The craziest part, the AI revolution has barely started. Hey, get you some ICP before we get 500 billion thrown in there. And hey, if you a doubter, I don't know what to tell you, man. I'm not a doubter. So now we got a post from Moses. Let's go. And you see, We got everybody walking towards the ICP logo, walking towards what I would say is the new paradigm of things. So let's see what it says. Have you noticed that most successful projects in the crypto space owe their success mainly to strong communities? Like the ICP community, just look at Bitcoin, Ethereum, BNB, XRP, Solana, etc. They didn't rise to the top just because of superior technology, but because they had die-hard, united communities that held strong and refused to sell. They know how to handle negative news, ignore it, sweep it under the rug, and move on. XRP is a perfect example of this. I'm telling y'all, it was a case for at least 2 to 3 years, bro. All XRP holders was sitting strong. And now you feel me, we up. But this is where ICP seems to be falling short. We're too divided. Many people are not being carried along. And almost every community initiative that tries to bring unity ends up falling apart. Take BOB for instance, or Bob for instance. I genuinely thought it would lead one of the strongest communities in the ICP ecosystem, but it seems that momentum has faded. We seriously need to come together, build stronger bonds, and stop fighting each other if we want to see ICP succeed long term. Unity is key. And hey, man, if you're an ICP holder, you already know, man, we in the gang together. So if you lose, I lose. So don't worry, y'all. I got my shares. And I don't got a little bit of shares. So just know, y'all, we got to stay down for the come up. I wish I did this with XRP. And I did. I made one video. But now I'm fully committed to ICP. So now we got something from Simon Savvy. Let's go. And it says, when someone asks why I stopped talking about ICP to my friends and family, most of the people are not ready to be unplugged. Hey, you heard him, man. Most people aren't ready, man. Get ready, though. And it's all good. So now we got something from Mad Monkey replying to ICP Mint today. And it says, which altcoin will be the top performer for quarter 2 of 2025? Solana or ICP? And let's see. And Mad Monkey said, Soul had its fun. Now it's time for tech to shine. ICP. And like they said, man, the community got to stay strong. We got to keep letting people know about decentralization and true decentralization. So now we got something from Black Star Crypto. Just in, Definity volume exceeds 82 million. Let's go. Don't sleep on Definity. Don't sleep on Internet Computer. So now we got something from Jagina. Let's go. And it says OGY is the utility token for Origin Foundation, a project that puts RWA like luxury watches, art, and collectibles on the blockchain. Built on ICP, OGY helps certify and track ownership using NFTs, making it easy to prove authenticity and fight counterfeits. So you see that we got our own way to make sure everything is original and everything is actually authentic. So don't sleep. This is all on chain. This is a dApp. Don't sleep. So now we got something from Global Market Investor. And it says, warning, the level of greed has hit historic levels. U.S. margin debt rose 87 billion in June and has surpassed 1 trillion for the first time ever. In the past, spikes like this occurred new major corrections in 1999 or 2007. People are borrowing to buy stocks as never before. Ooh. So remember that, y'all. Only a certain amount of money is printed. And like I said, gold is cool, all this stuff is cool. But the most important things you can have is food and water. Because there's people that don't have that. You think they worried about Bitcoin? But like I said, just make sure that you have a balanced portfolio with everything, but also make sure you have the things that you need for if the dollar collapses and things start going bad. So on to the next post from Swan. And it says, a Satoshi era whale just sold 80,000 Bitcoin, worth over 9 billion. These coins sat untouched since 2011. Now they are gone, and Bitcoin barely moved. This is more than a sell. It's the clearest signal of what's coming next. Okay, let's see something, y'all. All right, my boy put too much. All right, I'm gonna take this and put this into Chat GPT real quick. So, just because I do want to hear what this is talking about. So give me a moment, y'all. Bear with me. Bear with me. Sorry about that. See, my boy, he trying to give us the information, though, y'all. We can't sleep on the information. We need the information. So I'm going to go on Chat GPT. Boom, 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 boom. Give me one paragraph summary short. Let's see how fast ChatGPT can give me an answer. All right, it says Swan summarizes a major shift in Bitcoin's market dynamic. Long-time holders and early whales have sold, while institutional buyers with long-term conviction are stepping in. This rotation tightens supplies, raises the average cost basis, and signals the beginning of a new bullish phase, with sellers exhausted and demand absorbing massive volume without price collapse. The groundwork is laid for exponential price discovery. Quietly before most are paying attention. Ooh, so y'all heard that. You guys heard that. So don't be sleeping on Bitcoin like I said. The institutions are barely finding out about it. You should have been investing into Bitcoin years ago. But it's okay. We now have a new opportunity. The internet computer. Or you can get Bitcoin too, whichever one. So now we got something from the Bitcoin historian. And I'm not a financial advisor, y'all. I'm just letting y'all know that I mess with ICP and I mess with Bitcoin. And it says, breaking. Billionaire Ray Dalio just recommended holding 15% of your portfolio in Bitcoin to prevent fiat devaluation. Bitcoin is perceived as a store of value. So just remember that, y'all. What does Bitcoin actually do? Because it's super slow at transactions. It's literally just seen as a value now. It's seen as digital gold in the store of value. But it doesn't actually do anything like how ICP does. Even Ethereum with smart contracts. Even Monero. So just know, y'all, right now, Bitcoin is extremely speculative, but it's still a good investment because so many people want to get in. So now we got something from Bravo's research. Warning, housing defaults have just hit the highest level since 2011. Buckle up. Remember that, y'all. It's a lot of stuff going on right now. Everybody's looking at crypto, but it's a lot going on around the world in all these different economies. So just be aware of that, y'all, because all of this has an effect on everything. So now we got something from Vivek, and it says, billionaire Jack Dorsey just launched BitChat on App Store, a new Bluetooth-based messaging app. No Wi-Fi, no cell service, fully end-to-end encrypted. All right, y'all. So we're gonna see if this is gonna be better than OpenChat, because I feel like nothing is as truly decentralized as OpenChat. Now we got something from Document and Sailor. We got something from the man himself, John McAfee. And y'all know this guy is off the rails, but he's a smart guy. And it says, if Bitcoin breaks 100K, you can bet it will hit 1 million. And just know, John McAfee wasn't a big fan of Bitcoin. He was more of a fan of Monero. But don't sleep on what he be talking about. So now we got something from Bitwalker. And it says, now and then, you've probably noticed I rarely talk about ICP price, but sometimes the moon boys get on my nerves. I've been in crypto space long enough to speak without emotion. I know why I invested in ICP, and no price action can shake that. Come on, bro. Tell him, bro. You an OG. And it says, a lot of people joined the Definity ecosystem because of Jerry and his get rich overnight hype videos. Unrealistic promises wrapped in hype, and now they're disappointed. Hey, I don't know what to say. And it says, but what ICP is trying to achieve can't be done overnight. This isn't just another altcoin solving nothing and riding on fake narratives. Funny how some people opinion do a full 180 in just a few months. We're going to see a lot of people doing that, y'all. And let's see this, y'all. And this is from Mr. X. Here's the reality of ICP's performance versus other alts. down 78% in a year and a half. Everything else is copium. So yeah, y'all see that. So yeah, man. A lot of people are a little bit unhappy with ICP's price. But I'm looking at the tech and I'm staying patient, you guys, because that's all we could do. That's all we could do, y'all. Just stay patient. So now we got something from Crypto Front. Final warning. ICP Definity has begun a massive crash. Only a few paying attention will understand. And let's see what someone replied. The stage at which we are now with ICP is, catch me if you can. I'm telling you, I really believe we won't see below $5 again. The big leaps toward $50, $100, $200 has officially begun. And then CryptoFront replied back, pay attention to the number on the left. Pay attention. Hey, so be prepared, y'all. Be prepared. And like I said, I'm a long-term holder. So I'm going to be in no matter what, y'all. The money I got in ICP, I'm not too worried about it. I'm just going to let it grow, y'all, because that's what you do with crypto. All right, now we got something from Fabio, Zero to Hero Zombie. And it says, these are the most decentralized blockchains by Nakamoto coefficient. And it says ICP is at 353 in first, KSM is at 284, and TIR is at 284. And the rest of these coins, now you see a few big names on there. You see Solana, you see Aptos, you see Algorand, Nair, which is nowhere near us. You see HBAR. Hey, man. But they ain't in first place like ICP, so that's all that matters. We are the winners. So look, like I said, don't sleep, y'all. Don't sleep. I'm telling you. In a few months, some of us are going to be happy. Some of us might be a little bit unhappy. But me, I'm going to be one of the happy people no matter what. So now we got something from Cryptos Are Us, and it says huge. The White House is set to release its digital asset report to the public this Wednesday. So be looking out this Wednesday for the digital asset report. And now we got the world of statistics. And it says, what generation are you? The lost generation from 1883 to 1900? The greatest generation from 1901 to 1927? The silent generation from 1928 to 1945? The baby boomers from 1946 to 1964? Generation X from 1965 to 1980? Millennial from 1981 to 1996? Gen Z from 1997 to 2012? Generation Alpha from 2013 to present. And yeah, y'all, I'm a part of the lost generation. I'm actually gonna be 120 soon. I'm just messing around. I don't even think I would still be old enough, but I'm a part of Gen Z, y'all. So hey, if y'all made it this far, comment what generation you a part of. Cause just know, we all finna get this bag, man, off these cryptos. Not just ICP, but every crypto, y'all. Most of them. Most of these top cryptos should go up no matter what, especially if you pick something with utility. And now we got another back-to-back from World Statistics. 2025 is 57% complete. So how y'all feeling about that? Y'all been doing everything y'all put your minds to this year? Because we're 57% through. We will never get another 2025 back. And then the third one, it says, on this day, the 28th of July, 1914, 111 years ago, Austria-Hungary declares war on Serbia, marking the beginning of World War I. So 111 years ago, on the 28th, which is today, we had World War I beginning. And they talking about World War III. Hey, let's hope we don't got no World War III coming. But now we got something from Unusual Wells. In the San Francisco Bay Area, specifically in countries like San Francisco, Marin, and Santa Clara, individuals earning up to $111,700 annually are now considered low income and qualify for certain affordable housing programs. Damn. Y'all heard that? 111,700 is considered low income? I live in Long Beach. We like 5 hours away from there. Bro, I don't make 100K a year, but hey, I ain't low income though. Like I said, a lot of people, they end up putting too much into what they can't afford. That's why you really low income. It's not how much you make, it's how much you spend. So now we got something from my guy, Cloud Strike Thunder. And it says ICP isn't just on chain, it is the chain. Chain key cryptography, 100% on chain data, zero off chain compute, no AWS, no Google Store, no Zuckerberg snooping through your metadata. Legacy tech. Sure, it's fast until your password leaks. Your grandma gets an ad for arthritis meds she never searched, and your decentralized DApp quietly calls out to centralized cloud servers like it's ordering takeout. That's not Web 3. That's Web 2.5 with extra steps. ICP is the full stack, the cloudless cloud. No bridges, no APIs phoning home, just pure tamper-proof blockchain doing all the heavy lifting, storage, compute, and logic, all on chain. It doesn't just run AI, it raises it. Chain board, chain raised, chain keyed. That's the ICP way. And you see it chain born, chain raised, chain keyed. And this gonna hit different when ICP starts rallying, y'all. Right now, there's some people probably looking at my video like, hey man, be quiet. You don't know what you talking about. And guess what? I'm not tripping because I know how to make money. And I know that ICP is the next biggest innovation in crypto. So now we got something from Elon Musk. And it says, oh, no, no, no. First Ozzy, now the Hulk. Is George Soros even in the damn thing? Oh, hey, what George Soros do to you, bro? Hey, I know he is on some weird stuff. We can go into that another day, but now we got something from Bravo's research. It says caution. Credit card defaults from small lenders are at record levels, surpassing even the dot-com bubble and financial crisis peaks. So just remember that, y'all, and look at what Independent replied. So the housing defaults are higher than during 2008. Blow off top and now CC's too. Yeah, y'all. Just know there's a lot going on. People go crazy with them credit cards. And I always tell people, just do what you can afford. Pay for what you can afford. Because as you can see, it's a national debt at this point. So now we got something from Global Times. GT Cartoon. Cutting edge robotics wow spectators at China's biggest AI summit. Y'all see that? Them robots, AI, it's getting smarter and smarter. And in China, they're using AI. And like I said, China, when they created DeepSeek, IC Panda was one of the first things on their GitHub. So just remember that. So now we got something from Forbes. And it says, Samsung Foundry signs $16.5 billion deal with Tesla to make AI chips. Dang, y'all. Samsung not playing. They trying to get in on the action with the AI. Everybody's trying to get in on the action with the AI. But I'm telling you, ICP, Internet Computer, and when it comes to coding and deving, they got everything in the bag, y'all. I'm telling y'all. So now we got something from Peter Schiff. It says, smart people said a lot of dumb things during the dot-com and real estate bubbles, but nothing as dumb as what they're saying now to rationalize the Bitcoin bubble. And this is what I'm saying. And now there's people saying, oh, what is ICP even doing? It's a scam. You're going off the charts and you're going off something that happened in 2021. And I can agree. Right now, we don't have the greatest community yet. Right now, we don't have people talking about ICP, or we don't have enough people talking about ICP. But what we do have is groundbreaking tech. And we do have caffeineai, which I believe is our ace. So just remember that. And this is a good post right here from Unusual Wells. Researchers from top AI labs, including Google, OpenAI, and Anthropic, warn they may be losing the ability to understand advanced AI model per Fortune. And guess who's getting better and better at understanding it? Dfinity. On to the next post. And this is from ICP Insider. Big day for ICP. Nearly 3K new wallets added in the last 24 hours. Haven't seen this kind of growth since February. So we're having some good growth. And you see what Ayush put, user growth like this signals rising adoption. Momentum is real. This is just starting. I'm telling you, every time someone that's interested in blockchain technology finds out about ICP, I feel like they, out of common sense, should just put some money in. And this is not financial advice, but it's just common sense, right? And now we got something from Bitcoin Magazine. After only 16 years, Bitcoin has already surpassed the entire market cap of silver. So it's safe to say that Bitcoin is digital gold, y'all. So silver is 2.2 trillion. Bitcoin is at a 2.4 trillion market cap after only 16 years, you guys. Now we got something from Woo Blockchain. Solana co-founder Anatoly Yakovenko stated in a tweet debate on Saturday that meme coins and NFTs are digital junk with no intrinsic value, while Solana has benefited from meme coin-driven activity. Yakonevo himself has publicly reiterated multiple times that meme coins lack intrinsic value. Even the people who created Solana, the thing that I would say benefited the most from meme coins, is literally saying that meme coins have no intrinsic value. They lack intrinsic value. I'm telling y'all, ICP has ultimate intrinsic value. But hey, I don't know who has to say it for people to get it. But like I said, I'm not a financial advisor. So y'all don't got to listen to me. Just go do the research for yourself. And now I got something from Next Block. And it says, alert, SUI investors, heads up. Over 290 million worth of this token will be unlocked this week, including a massive 241 million in SUI on August 1st alone. Even if the team doesn't sell, this kind of unlock can create downward price pressure. Now compare that to ICP. ICP launched with a transparent and community-driven tokenomics model via NNS, Network Nervous System. Over 44% of ICP is locked and staked for up to 8 years, showing long-term commitment and reduced sell pressure. No surprise unlocks, no massive token dumps, and the network has zero downtime since launch. The difference in tokenomics, decentralization, and sustainability is night and day. So just be prepared, y'all. If you in a SUI, feel bad for you. Now, just kidding. If you in SUI, you solid, but just be prepared for that. And now I got something from Anthony Pompliano, and this is the last post of the day. And it says, public companies are destroying economic value of their shareholders by holding a large allocation to an asset that is guaranteed to devalue. Holding Bitcoin on your balance sheet is contrarian today. Eventually, it will be consensus. And let's see him explain it to CNBC. And I'm going to speed this up too. Let's see. Boom. Boom. They playing with me, y'all. All right, we're going to play it at regular speed.
Time soon.
Check out Bitcoin in the crypto markets right now. Joining us, Anthony Pompliano, founder and CEO of Professional Capital Management. Each week, there's more data points that seem to indicate just increasing adoption of not just Bitcoin, but Ether, Ethereum suddenly has gotten a lot of attention as well. Is it made up?
So no, Bitcoin's getting attention and Ethereum's also getting attention. And I'm telling you, ICP is going to slowly make its way up there into the headlines.
Some of the underperformance in recent months at this point?
Well, look, I think that Bitcoin has established itself as the king of the market. I don't think that's going to change anytime soon. And I actually think most of Wall Street's time and attention is on Bitcoin. There are other assets that from time to time start to get some capital flows. But if you look, things like Ethereum, Solana, et cetera, they still haven't set in new all-time highs this summer. And so I think that Bitcoin has kind of broken away. Doesn't mean that some of these other assets maybe in the future can't do that, but Bitcoin definitely continues to dominate the market, both in terms of actual dominance of market cap, but also I think just capital flows and time and attention.
We've been having a lot of people on to talk about stablecoin.
And I got a question for y'all. At what point will people start doing research on blockchain and start seeing what has value? Because there has to have been someone already that's looked at least the top 50 coins, or people just looking at the top 20 and 30.
Yeah, well, the nice thing about stablecoins is they don't go anywhere other than stay at $1. So, they can grow in market cap size in terms of how many people are using them, but I don't think people really use stablecoins as a comparison to Bitcoin or altcoins where they're looking to try to drive some sort of financial performance.
What type of, I hesitate to call it derivatives, but there's a lot of different Bitcoin-based products coming out at this point. What do you think has staying power?
Yeah, well, if you really just look at what's happened over the last 5 to 7 years, is Bitcoin essentially went from a contrarian trade to a consensus trade. Everyone now, for the most part, is convinced that this thing is going to be around for a long time. And now what you see is Wall Street, who really was.
And remember, if Bitcoin is going to be around, the altcoins are going to be around. And if the altcoins are going to be around, now we have to look at what altcoin can assist Bitcoin the most and make Bitcoin better. The only one that I could think is the internet computer.
Kind of ignoring it.
Comment your answer down below.
Or trying to stiff arm Bitcoin, has now said, wait a second, let's open up the doors and let's embrace this thing because they figured out how to make money. And so you're seeing Bitcoin put into the Wall Street wrappers. First you saw it with the ETFs, now you're seeing it with public companies. You also have heard people announce things like Bitcoin and real estate funds. I think you're going to continue to see Wall Street take Bitcoin.
And I know, at least for me, it could be slightly annoying knowing that most of these people on Wall Street and most of these institutions, they're only buying Bitcoin because now President Trump is talking about it and they just want to make money. And they're going off speculation. They're not looking into blockchain and the technology that's offered. But it's okay, because I guess they're going to just need someone to tell them that there's other cryptocurrencies. We're going to need caffeineai to drop and for a bunch of people to build apps on there for people to start taking notice, right? My bad. What the heck?
Every single corner of the traditional financial system, because ultimately Bitcoin brings volatility. Bitcoin brings financial return in a way that they're not used to seeing. And so I think that Bitcoin is something that is going to bring more customers, more assets, and more profits for these Wall Street institutions. And that's their job, is to go figure out how to grow their business, and Bitcoin can help them do that.
I mean, how many strategy, and it used to be MicroStrategy, how many treasury officials?
And keep in mind, Jeff Bezos, Warren Buffett, and another guy, they have all officially sold good portions of their companies and their stocks and their portfolios, meaning that either they know that a crash is about to happen and they rather just have their money liquid, or they're going to start investing into Bitcoin, or they should start using their brains and looking into what has the best technology.
Those different companies are thinking about somehow not doing exactly what strategy, but putting Bitcoin into the treasury. Is that?
Yeah, well, look, I think the bigger conversation here is there should be way more pressure on the public company CEOs who are leaving a very large portion of their economic value for their shareholders in dollars. The U.S. dollar has lost 30% of its purchasing power in the last 5 years or so, since 2020. The S&P 500 denominated in Bitcoin is down 85% since 2020. Bitcoin is a much better store of value than U.S. dollars.
I guess people would say, are you out of your, people that don't believe in the whole story of crypto and Bitcoin.
Well, the Bitcoin
I don't want my company speculating on, and as a shareholder, they would be petrified. They have a large stake in Bitcoin.
From a Bitcoiner's perspective, we think that they are speculating on the U.S. dollar's ability to store value. And so there is two things.
And that is true. Basically, both are speculations, Bitcoin and the U.S. dollar. But in my opinion, what is not a speculation is the internet computer and caffeineai and Motoko, a coding language, and DeFi technology, decentralization. That's all real. And that's not speculation. But hey, y'all, are we just super early to the game? Like, put me in the game already, coach. I'm trying to ball, coach. That's me to my coach. You feel me? Put me in the game, coach. Put ICP in the game.
That have happened over the last 15 years. As Bitcoin has increased the purchasing power of the people and the companies who hold it, the U.S. dollar has destroyed that purchasing power. And so again, it goes back to the fact that if you are running a company and you have shareholders and your job is to protect the economic value of that business, are you better off holding dollars for the next 10 years or putting it in Bitcoin? And I think what you're seeing is that this idea of storing,
put it in ICP,
corporate assets in Bitcoin, again, that is now a contrarian trade. I think it will become a consensus trade over time.
What are you going to do with your blank check and your ProCap? Are you looking around?
So we have two different deals. We obviously have the SPAC, the ProCap Acquisition Corp. We're looking to buy a profitable company
like what?
In the financial services sector. We think that.
And I mean, Bitcoin is a good store of value. We can never deny that. But ICP is going to allow Anthony Pompliano to make a better finance app quicker without having to hire people. It's going to allow anyone in this room right here to create their own app talking to their computer. I don't even know if they're ready for that yet.
There's a really big opportunity to go buy a great business that's profitable, that's growing quickly, that we can then use social media distribution to significantly enhance the business. And there's a lot of great companies that are out there, and we're going to go try to find one of those and figure out if we can do a great deal.
Is that what you're spending all your time on right now?
Well, look, I run an investment firm that's got a team. We do a lot of deals. We do things in the private market. We do things in the public market. We incubated businesses. We're trying to build a firm that understands kind of this intersection of the digital world or the internet native world and traditional finance. And so far, we've been able.
Bro, you better build that on caffeineai.
To put together a couple of deals I think are pretty interesting, and we'll see how it goes.
What's the next big thing for move Bitcoin higher? What do you think? Because it seems like you've gotten everything you wanted, haven't you, at this point?
Oh, there's still a lot more than we're looking
what do you
for. I think there's really three things that people are kind of paying attention to. The first is the United States government at some point is going to announce that they're buying Bitcoin. Creating the initial Bitcoin kind of strategic reserve and sitting the Bitcoin that we already had there was good, but that's kind of the not the main dish.
Like I said, all speculation with Bitcoin. The new big thing in cryptocurrency is decentralization and being able to do self-writing applications or dApps.
The main dish is when they start buying, and I think that will happen at some point. The second thing I think you're going to see is you're going to see some of the last standing people on Wall Street capitulate. And so there's a couple of firms that continue to say, hey, we think that this is speculative. We think this isn't good enough for our clients. I think that they'll kind of eventually give up and wave the white flag.
And then finally, Andrew Ross Sorkin decides it.
I think Andrew Ross Sorkin understands Bitcoin.
The very last.
No, the last one. No, I think that, look, there's a lot of folks who rightfully so historically have been.
And you see, bro still doesn't want to know about Bitcoin. He doesn't see any value in it. And I would be the same way if I didn't know anything about cryptocurrency. Like, this is basically just a way to control people in a sense. But internet computer, this is a whole new web stack, you guys. Whole new web stack.
One time you and I talked in public, and I said I put you in the category of you were cautiously optimistic.
I've been cautiously optimistic the whole time.
And I think that's a very fair position to take. But now I do think that it's transitioning.
I've been optimistic about Bitcoin the whole time.
Cautiously.
Go back and find the tape. 2012 and 13.
I can go back 2 years ago when it got down to 27,000. You were saying it's not a store of value. You've been saying it's not a store of value the entire ride up.
But that's a difference than whether it's a good trade.
Oh.
Go back and look at the tapes with the Winklevi twins.
I was here.
Coming on this show.
I was here.
2012, 13.
Bro is a Bitcoin hater.
Go look.
Never really been.
What'd you say? Go look. Just go look. You can go find the tapes.
God. Okay. All right. Thank you, Anthony. Car Talks. Coming right back.
And all I gotta say is, if you're not invested into ICP, I don't know what you're doing. But thank you, and y'all bless.